Hello, I am very happy to see you. Welcome back if you're new here. I go by Maisie and I am painfully aware that it has been a very long time since I posted on this channel, and I am happy to be posting again. So welcome back if you have been here before, and welcome if you are new. This channel has always kind of had like arts and crafts as like a core tenet of its existence, so I'm happy to be bringing it back. It's not tied up right now, but I made this traveler's notebook out of scraps of leather that I sewed together. I acquired the scraps of leather in the garment district in downtown Los Angeles, and I created like a patchwork traveler's journal. And I have my plans written down in here, so I thought I would share it with you all. I'm going to start off with knitting because that's probably the art form that I partake in the most. Some of these projects are already in progress, so if they are, I will put up little clips of them as I work on them. First, I want to talk about the Rosa top. I am test knitting this. I believe the designer's name is Vivian. I will put their username on the screen. They're super sweet. They're putting an incredible amount of effort and dedication into the pattern and the sizing. There's been quite a few fit issues with the bigger sizes, which is of course the point of test knitting something, is to find those fit issues, and they have put such dedication into fixing those problems, and I'm really proud of them. But I'm up to the waist decreases right now, and I'm knitting it in Knitting for Olive Pure Silk, and I believe the color is Blood Orange. And I'm quite happy with the yarn and how it's coming out. I think it would look a tad bit neater if I had chosen a merino or a merino blend, but it's still very pretty, beautiful stitch definition, and I'm very happy with how it's turning out, and I'm excited to see what it will look like finished. I also just started knitting the circus blouse. I believe this pattern was very recently released, I think. It has quite a few different options to choose from. I'm knitting the offset polka dot short sleeve version, and I chose extremely ugly colors for this. I already had them in my stash, and I thought it was kind of giving Maggie and the Ferocious Beast vibes a little bit. But I'm not gonna lie, it's quite ugly, but like in a way that I'm here for. I'm actually very excited about how ugly the colors are. So I'll have to see how that looks when it's on. It's kind of hard to tell with the way that it's turning out because my circular needle that I'm knitting it on has quite a small cord in terms of the length. So it's all kind of bunched up, and I'm gonna need to transfer it to some barber cord to try it on. And I think then I will have a much better idea of how it's going to turn out. I just cast off and cast on for the armholes. So I'm just starting the body out, and I have quite a ways to go. Like I said, I started it like 2 days ago. But I'm very excited about how it's turning out. You know me, I love some polka dots, I mean clearly, so I'm very happy to be working on the circus blouse. And the finished versions that I've seen of this are so gorgeous, and I love all the different color combinations people are choosing, and I'm excited to be working on mine. I'm also working on the Josephine top. I started this back in April, but I had to frog it a few times because it took me a minute to find like the exact right gauge. I won't lie, I had to size down quite a few needle sizes in order to find the right gauge. And I won't lie, my top seems really tiny right now, and I'm gonna trust the process. The designer and the testers kind of both wrote in their Ravelry projects about how the top seems smaller until you try it on and how it stretches quite a bit. So I'm, you know, trusting the process, but I won't lie, I'm a tad nervous that maybe I sized down too much and that now it's not too big, it's too small, but we'll have to see. I'm knitting it in a merino cotton blend in this beautiful magenta color, so I'm excited to finish it. I especially love the neckline, and I think this color is really pretty on me. So I'm hoping to finish it like by the fall, so I'll have it to wear and enjoy. But yeah, I'm excited to work on it. I will say the knitting, I've been doing combination knitting for the ribbing, and it's very strenuous on my hands and on my wrists. So I'm kind of knitting this very slowly, hence why I've been working on it since April. And I just need to really take my time on this one because I don't want to stress out my hands and my wrists. The next two cardigans I'm working on in tandem with one another. Essentially, I'm working on one part of one and then the same part of the other because they have like a very similar construction. And I wanted some kind of like boring stockinette patterns. Not necessarily boring, but like simple stockinette patterns to keep myself kind of occupied, I guess. Especially having two different ones will really keep me occupied. So I think it's called the Lazy Daisy cardigan. I am knitting it in Drops Nepal in the color Forget Me Not, and I chose this orange color for the flower and this kind of puke green for the stem of the flower, and I'm really excited to knit this. I was kind of thinking for the buttons I could maybe make some polymer clay bug buttons so it would be like little bugs on the flower, and I just think that'd be so cute. The next one that I'm working on is also with the cotton merino blend, and the colors that I chose were this chocolate brown color and a powder pink, and I'm knitting the pinstripe cardigan. I really like the shaping on this cardigan, and I think this will be a really nice cardigan to have. I will say I constantly wear striped cardigans. I have one like kind of rainbow-ish one that I wear constantly. And it's 100% merino, so it's very, very toasty, but I live in LA, so I don't necessarily always need toasty, so having like one with a cotton blend will be quite nice to have. In terms of crochet, I have not started this yet, but I would love to knit the petaline top, I think is how you pronounce it. I could be mispronouncing it. I think it would be really fun to knit this in stripes. I would love to do like a light pink and a dark pink striped version of this. I just love the little peplum. I think this is going to be so cute. I'd love to eventually crochet this with some drop spell. I am also currently working on a tapestry for a dear friend of mine. I have some knitting commissions too that I didn't mention, but I'm going to mention this crochet commission. Essentially it's a tapestry with some Ethel Cain lyrics, and it's filet crochet, and it's taking me forever, but I'm having a blast doing it. Again, crochet tends to be more hard on my wrists than knitting, so I have to take more frequent breaks with crochet than I do with knitting, which is why it takes me longer to crochet than knit. Something that I've been doing more often recently is sewing. I have known how to sew like forever. It's something I kind of did in undergrad and in grad school a little more often. I always kind of thought of myself as somebody who didn't quite like sewing. You could probably find videos of me saying that, but more recently I've quite really grown to appreciate it a little bit more, especially after inheriting my grandma's sewing collection. I've been doing it more often, and I have been really enjoying sewing these kind of like tank tops. I did not sew this one. This is from Rat Boy, but I've loved sewing these Rat Boy style tank tops. I live very close to a creative reuse center, so it's nice to get knit fabric from there and just get like scraps and like sew them together and wear them. I think it's extremely comfortable, extremely simple to sew together, and very nice to wear, very flattering, very fun, very quick project as well. So I would like to sew many more of those with fun knit fabric that I find at the Creative Reuse Center. I also want to finish the picnic set. I finished the dress portion of this and I love how it turned out, but I still need to finish the bloomers, and I kind of feel like it's not quite done until I finish the bloomers. So I have yet to do that, but the picnic set is super cute. I will put a link to it. I highly recommend it. I will say I sized down considerably on the dress and it's still like quite huge, so something to take into consideration there. Last but not least for sewing, this pattern hasn't been released yet, but I'm really excited to sew together the Candy Project bag by, I think, Unraveled Studios is the name of the person. I love their YouTube videos. I think they're just an absolute delight. But from what I understand, it's a sewing pattern, but you can use it for like your knitting or your crochet projects, and it's so cute. It's striped and it's absolutely precious, and I'm literally holding my breath for this pattern to be released. I'm so excited for it. Next, I want to talk a little bit about fine art. If you weren't aware, one of my degrees is in fine arts, and specifically in oil painting. I love drawing and painting quite a bit. I have been working on a gift for a friend, like a surprise painting for them for like the past 3 years, and it's like destroying me because it's a very meaningful gift, but I'm really trying to perfect it, and I think it's really sucked a lot of the creative inspiration out of me in terms of my drawing and painting, and I would like to be getting that back a little bit. I would like to get more of my spark back and be drawing and painting a little bit more. So part of my goal for the summer is just to draw and paint more often and to especially utilize my sketchbook more often. I would also very much like to finish that gift, finish that painting, and I would like to start a new one, just for fun. I was thinking like a quirky little still life, just kitschy for fun with bright colors, with oil paint, just to again kind of get those creative juices flowing, get my spark back. I would like to digitize a lot of my tattoo flash sheets and post them because I have quite a few that I need to post that I haven't posted because I haven't digitized them. I always draw my tattoo flash and then I need to convert it to digital files. Essentially what I do is I just take a picture and I go over it with a dot tool on Procreate. That way it looks more like a hand poke tattoo, which is what it will actually look like when it's finished, and it won't look like, you know, a graphite drawing, which is what I have in my sketchbook. But I need to digitize those drawings so I can post and have more flash available for my hand poke tattoos. Last but not least, I have seen so many people DIY little watercolor palettes in Altoids tins. I have quite a few ginger mint tins from Trader Joe's, and I would like to do this with polymer clay, but I would like to make it for gouache paint instead of watercolor because I'm not quite a watercolor gal. But I think I could do this with gouache and I think I would quite enjoy it. So I'm trying to motivate myself to create a little ginger mint tin paint palette. These last things don't quite fit into any category, so I'm putting it in the etc. category. The first thing I would like to do is I would like to decorate this bookcase that I got. I got it at a thrift store in like Simi Valley of all places. And it has these cute little bunnies on it and I just want to yassify it. Right now it holds a lot of my art supplies and I would like to paint on it and make it cute, maybe add some stripes to the ends of the bookshelves. I have quite a few ideas and I would like to make it really fun and quirky and me. So I would really like to spend some time decorating that this summer. Kind of going off that note, I would like to decorate my apartment more in general. I love my apartment and it's quite decorated, but I still have like some blank wall space that I would like to hang some things up. So I would like to just work on that this summer, and I'd also like to work on keeping it a little bit more clean, but we'll see how it happens with that and if I'm able to do that. But I would like to decorate it a tad bit more this summer. Speaking of decorating, I have seen quite a few TikToks of people adding polka dots to their headphones. I've also seen this on Pinterest, like just their generic wired headphones. And I've seen people do this with like gel nail polish and then they cure it under the gel lamp. I have a gel lamp that I use for resin, UV resin, but I don't have gel nail polish. So I'm not sure what I could do to kind of get a similar effect, but I'm kind of, you know, workshopping some ideas in my mind. If nothing else, I can always knit little eye cords around my headphones because I've done that in the past when I was like a child, but I always thought it was fun and I would like to decorate my headphones somehow. I would really like to paint little polka dots on, so we'll see what happens. In a similar vein, I would like to DIY some bag charms and kind of yassify my purses. I think bag charms are so cute. I love the Labubu trend. I never owned one. I actually don't buy blind boxes in general because I'm scared it will be like gambling to me and that I'll like get addicted to buying them, so I just won't buy any, period. So I don't own a Labubu, unfortunately, but like I think it would be cute if I were to knit like some little creatures or something and I could make like little bag charms. I would like to do that this summer. And I'd also like to make some more care packages for people. I love making care packages for my followers and for people who signed up on the care package application. I love just sending people stuff that they might like. It's very, it makes me feel very warm and cozy. So that's also something I would like to do this summer. And last but not least, I would like to post more on YouTube, so I would be happy to see you and I would love it if you subscribed if you felt like it. I would be so happy if you stuck around because I'm hoping that I will be sticking around too and posting more often. So yeah, I would love to have you around and I love you so much. Remember that you are loved and beautiful and worthy of good things happening to you. I love you.